Join us as he does here every week on Eagles Game Plan. Eagles head coach Chip Kelly. Coach, it's becoming old hat. Congratulations again on another W.
I thought we played really well in all three phases, and as a group, I thought the energy and the enthusiasm that they played with really showed. And for the first time, I think in 4 quarters, we had an opportunity to execute. And I think our guys, when they had a chance to make plays, really made plays. And here's some prime examples of it coming up here, right here.
Starting off early, first touchdown of the game. I like this trips formation over here, but here's a key guy lined up in this formation. Gonna get a little single coverage back here. We'll take advantage of it.
Well, we always have a lot of different route combinations on, but what I think we're looking for in some of the things you do is being able to discern what the coverage is. So they have an up look with both linebackers showed up in the A-gap here, and then we've got man across the board. So Nick has a couple man routes within this scheme, but the one we really wanted to isolate was Zach Ertz on the backside. We've got inside leverage on the corner, and then Zach's going to come down. He does a great stick move to the post and then takes it back out to the corner. Nick does a great job in his drop. I think we've got him a real clean pocket as he drops. At the top of his drop, you can really see he's got his weight centered and he's balanced. And then he's just got to throw him open. And as he comes out of the cut, Nick and Zach have such a great chemistry together. You'll see the ball right on time, come out of the cut, 3 and a hitch. There's a little bit of a rush in his face, and then Zach just makes a huge catch against a really good corner. DRC is one of the better cover corners in this league. And then as we talk about all the time, this is NFL open right here. You know, guys got to make plays in one-on-one. And the one-on-one he makes right here, that's just a highlight reel catch right there. But that's the type of player Zach is, and really give us our first touchdown of the game and start us off on a real good night.
Like you talked about, great night for your team on all sides of the football. You got your defense here. A little bit of a, I guess you would call a disguise going on up here up front. Confuses Eli, makes him hold the ball.
It does. And I think that obviously this was a 3rd and 2 play, so you know they're a quick strike, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands very quickly. Their offensive coordinator does a great job. Ben McAdoo came from Green Bay. A lot of quick throws, a lot of quick slants, so they're actually going to try a triple slant combination on this side and then see which one's open. They're usually reading it inside out. And then we do a great job because we're showing a blitz here with D'Amico, but D'Amico cushions out on the snap. And so now, as this slant comes, D'Amico has an opportunity to eat it up. This guy will now push, so the second slant is now covered. Now we're pushing, and we do a great job of carry on the corner on the 3rd slant, and it makes Eli hold the ball, it seems like, right here. And then as we add the 5th rusher right here in Casey Matthews, now everybody's in an individual rush. And then, again, it starts with just relentless effort. And the key to this play right here is Trent. And you watch Trent come up, and he forces his way on top. He can't get around, so he hits a spin move, and now Eli's off his spot. So he's going to get flushed. Connor Barwin, as we always teach our guy, gets to the far shoulder of the quarterback. Once we get to the far shoulder of the quarterback and he's stepped up in the pocket, we now need to retrace. And because of the great coverage where everybody's locked up and we're in great looks right here, where there's not a quick throw in terms of where he can go with the ball, you got a great spin move off of Trent, and now we got the quarterback on the run. And here comes Connor out the backside that not only sacks the quarterback but causes a fumble because we attack the throwing arm. And then that's just great team defense. I think the coverage gave us the opportunity to get a pass rush going there. When you watch it from behind, you just really kind of key in on the move. Trent hits on their left tackle where he takes him up the field, but then automatically, because of his athleticism, can hit the spin inside and forces Eli out to where Connor is.
Defense again down here. You got a little bit of a stunt coming in this area. This guy here, Coach, he's been phenomenal for you, particularly in the run game. You just can't block him one-on-one.
He really has, and I think the key to this whole thing right here is all season long, as a run stopper, I think Fletch has had a great year for us, and he has a great understanding of when we're in a gap penetration type situation or when we're going to 2-gap and square guys up. We do have pressure coming off the edge here. We're in a run play here, and obviously they're a little bit more of a 2-back set, a little bit more of an understanding from a run standpoint of where they're going to come with this. But as you let this play develop and then stop, we just have a small run game going on here. Great penetration to start by Benny Logan. So Benny Logan now takes the guard out of the play. It's a power scheme where the guard's coming around the block. There's down blocks coming from this side. And then the great thing that Fletch does is when Fletch attacks the down block, we talk about button pressing the down block, block destruction. How do we get off the block? And you just look at him 2-gap the down block if you let it run, and he squares the tackle up. And then not only does he come off, he's not protecting the linebackers, he's trying to make a play himself. That's an outstanding play. The great thing about it is if you run this back and you talk about great team defense. We got pressure coming off the edge. Benny does a great job with the penetration. Here comes pressure off this edge. We have a run stunt going on in here. Cedric Thornton does a great job on the contain. Now, the key to this play, when I say stop, it'll be really is what we're all about. Stop the play right now. We have 8 guys within 5 yards of the football, and then here comes the 9th in our free safety, Malcolm Jenkins, and that's how you play great run defense. And you talk about gang tackling a ball carrier, getting around the ball, everybody running to the football. All 8 guys in our front, we were in an 8-man spacing front on the play, are within 5 yards of the football, and then here comes the 9th guy to the play, and Malcolm, if anything were to break. But that's just great team run defense right there for a no-yard gain, especially down in there tight in the red zone.
And, Coach, the attention you and your staff paid to the special teams in the offseason, I mean, it's shown up in every game so far this season. Here's another big return. I like what these guys do at the line of scrimmage, holding these guys up, creating that big space between the coverage unit and Darren Sproles.
They do, and there's 3 guys that stand out just from the start. Number 1, Malcolm Jenkins on this wing, Earl Wolf on this wing, and then Marcus Smith inside on the guard. Really does a great job of holding their guys up and keeping them on the line of scrimmage. The one thing we know, because we have such a dynamic returner, is just get him started. There's a huge cavity for us to run the ball up, and when you see it from behind, you'll go back and start to see exactly how the interior played this. Again, we have a huge hold up from Malcolm right here, huge from Earl Wolf, and a great one from Marcus Smith right here. Then as we start to come out of this play, Chris Maragos, who was holding up the returner, has to now come back over here to get the personal protector. As he comes through, you watch Chris give great effort. He gives a throw, knocks him into 2 guys, and 2 guys are down. Yeah. The next guy you got to see as we're working, this is Nolan on that gunner. There's the 2 guys on the outside gunner, is Trey Burton right here. As he finishes, watch him come back and come back on the center. There's a huge block right there. You come back again for a second. You look where Marcus Smith is still holding his block. Earl Wolf is still holding his block, and go right back almost to the line of scrimmage, and Malcolm Jenkins has his guy back to where they punted the ball, and we get a great opportunity to bust this ball up in there, and then we're going, and then here comes Josh Huff. You talk about great effort from a rookie. He was on the double that was out of bounds and took the other gunner out of bounds, and now comes back in and trying to get extra, and comes in, is now helping out right here. He takes him out, and then leading us, here's our other gunner, there's Jalen. That's where the 2 rookies playing with great effort are right there. If Sposey has got an opportunity to cut it back to the outside, Malcolm's here, and then they're coming back. You watch the young guys hustle, and then that's actually the gunner as they come back. Here comes Huff coming back in on him, and then Jalen giving us an opportunity to get out in the open field on the other side.